End of summer blues got you down? Well, you're in luck, because here comes the Chuck.
No, you're dead. We killed you.
Wrong again, wimp.
Chucky's back, and this time, he's looking for a new recruit.
Just think, Chucky's gonna be a bro.
Child's Play 3, rated R.
Every horror series has a black sheep. Friday the 13th has Jason in outer space.
Oh, this sucks on so many levels!
Halloween has Busta Rhymes spin kicking Michael Meyers in the face.
So you want to be on Dangertainment? Let's see what you got.
And A Nightmare on Elm Street has Freddy channeling his inner Wile E. Coyote. For many fans, Child's Play 3, aka Look Who's Stalking, is the embarrassment of the Chucky chronicles. But is it really the worst? In a world where Seed of Chucky exists, is it really the worst? Well, no, it's not the worst, but it's not exactly a highlight either. In Child's Play 2, the best movie in the franchise by the way, the film ends with Chucky once again being unsuccessful in trying to transfer his soul from a good guy doll into our young hero Andy Barkley. This finale, at the same good guy doll factory our antagonist was created, saw Chucky meet his demise every which way before eventually being blown to bits.
Andy, please! I was only playing.
A trilogy of any franchise is a good place to start branching out. The characters are familiar, the central idea of the franchise is established, and it means that audiences should be more appreciative of a change or twist, which will keep the series fresh. Aside from a change in location, there is unfortunately very little different about what Child's Play's third offering gives us. Set 8 years after Child's Play 2, this sequel sees Andy attending military school and getting bullied by drill sergeants. Meanwhile, the Play Pals company has reopened the Good Guy Factory and is starting production once more. The dust-covered ruins of the plant, which includes a Volkswagen-sized chunk of bloody rubber that contains the soul of one Charles Lee Ray, aka the Lakeshore Strangler, are melted down to be reissued as brand spanking new Good Guy dolls. As the rubber oozes and mixes with Ray's blood, a creepily dreamy sequence imagines Chucky's reconstruction. How exactly does all this translate into Chucky magically being resurrected? Well, that's not clear. It doesn't matter. But how were Chucky's remains once again not collected as evidence? Someone did die there. This movie implies they just abandoned the factory and left it as is. It doesn't even follow common business practice of liquidating your assets. Plus, Play Pals is shown to not be out of business, so why was the factory even abandoned to begin with? Wouldn't it be converted to keep producing whatever other stupid toys they sell? And the cobwebs. Wasn't that a bit much? Alright, let's stop thinking about this film rationally. All we need to know is Chucky is back. Yay!
You know what they say. You just can't keep a good guy down.
After a good old strangulation to get the circulation going, he locates Andy at his military school and somehow figures out a way to mail himself there. This is way before he had his wife to help him, by the way.
Would you like to insure the package?
Oh, that won't be necessary.
It protects you and it protects the recipient.
I doubt that.
However, once the package gets there, it is promptly snatched by a very annoying, morbidly juvenile, and highly wimpy little kid named Tyler. Since he has a new body, Chucky reveals his birth name once more, hoping to get a fast and easy ticket out of his plastic shell. As before, there are too many distractions for this to happen.
I'll be back.
So, Chucky is reborn. Again. And he has to try to transfer his soul. Again. This is the third time this uncomplicated plotline has been used. Indeed, the only things that have changed are a few of the characters and the setting. The military school setting offers some interesting dynamics between Andy and those around him, though in the end, rather than breathing new life into the series, the military camp setting is actually detrimental to CP3's quality. It's packed with tired cliches, bossy drill sergeants, yes sir, no sir, and not to mention a few lines ripped completely from Full Metal Jacket.
Here's my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun. Here's my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun.
This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for shooting, and this is for fun.
The result feels less like an original slasher film, and more like an unoriginal war movie that happens to have a killer doll wandering around. As far as the narrative goes, we see a bit of a mashup of the first two films in this third installment. Like part 2, Chucky is brought back to life by the toy company, looking to recover from 2 times the amount of bad press. Like part 2, Andy is continually trying to warn people about Chucky, while those around him treat him like he's crazy for thinking a doll is trying to get him. Meanwhile, like part 1, we have Tyler, a young kid who is under the delusion that Chucky is his friend. Isn't he a bit old for this? While Chucky tries to manipulate him into being a host for his soul, while simultaneously dispatching people for fun. Alright, so maybe this movie isn't all that great. But hey, there are one-liners. Chucky has on lipstick while trying to be scary at one point. Chucky screams like a little girl when almost being killed in a trash compactor.
No! Please, mister! Please, somebody!
Jesus.
And we learned what a gun really is. So, there's all that.
This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for shooting, and this is for fun.
It should go without saying, but the film was not well received by fans or critics upon its release. And as if low ratings weren't enough, the Child's Play franchise got smeared in 1993 when some folks speculated that the movies were to blame for the slaying of a 2-year-old boy, James Bolger, in the UK. News sources stated that the father of one of the boys who committed the crime had rented the film from a video store and the children had watched it and other ultra-violent films unsupervised. This was eventually all rejected by the officers investigating the case, but the damage was already done, with the allegation causing more problems for the already troubled franchise. The last chapter of the original Child's Play trilogy was such a flop that the next sequel didn't come for 7 years, and even then it required a massive reboot of its plot, style, and cast. Whether those creative decisions reinvigorated a struggling series or made a decent one terrible is still being debated, but it's doubtful that you'll find many horror purists out here defending Child's Play trace.